So good evening, YouTube. Good evening, everyone. I believe that we are live right now. I'm here for another English immersion. My name is Camila. I'm the host from this immersion. The topic from today will be protests against tourism in Barcelona. And just to explain a little bit about the platform, Talk and Talk is a language conversation platform. And here you can find conversations in English. Oh, Rogério is coming. Just a second. Let me accept him. And good evening. Good evening, Rogério.
Good evening to everyone. How's it
How are
going?
you doing? Everything fine. We were waiting for you.
We're hosting now? Oh, Jesus. Nice.
Oh, are you nervous? Don't do that, Rogério. Don't do that.
Just,
A good surprise, I believe, right?
just hosting here. Oh my God.
Yeah. I was explaining about the platform and we can start, okay? So guys, this is a language conversation platform and I'm not a teacher. I only a student as you. And here is a safe place when you can practice without being worried related to the mistakes. So feel free. It's a safe place to have a good conversation, flow naturally. We are just here to practice our English skills. So let's move on. I will start with Rogério. You were the last, but not the the least. So could you please read the first question and answer, please?
Yes. And question number one, could you share a little about who you are? So,
Yeah.
yes, I am Rogério. I am 49 years old. I'm married. I work as accounting. And I'm Christian. I was born in São Paulo, but I live in Rio de Janeiro with my wife, stepdaughter. Now I have two daughters. I adopted a new daughter. Yes. Which in my free time, I like to practice exercise, to ride a bike, to listen music. Jesus. And that's it.
Thank you, Rogério. And how about yourself? Ayla, could you please introduce yourself?
Sure. Good evening, guys. I'm Ayla. I'm from Belém, uh, the land of Açaí. I'm married. I have one daughter and one little dog. Uh, I work as a public servant. I'm a shy person. Um, I like simple things, and I appreciate it. Relate people, and I like so much to improve my mindset, to learn more, to read good books, and to relax sometimes. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Ayla. And how about you, Warley? Could you please introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Good evening, everyone. My name is Warley. I'm 25 years old. I live in Recife. I work with IT as a front-end developer. And I'm also an English and Spanish host here on Talk and Talk. I'm here since 2022. I started with Spanish and nowadays I'm focused more on my English skills. And I'm also fascinated about neuroscience, human behavior, and learning languages in general. And that's it.
Nice. Thank you, Warley. I love this kind of topic too. So, and how about you, Andrea?
Hello, guys. Good evening. I'm Andrea. I'm 46. By the way, I will turn 47 in the last day of the month. Oh my gosh. What else? I am married. I don't have kids. I work as an assistant administrative in a Japanese restaurant. I live in Guarujá since I was 7 years old. What else? I've been attending On Talk and Talk since October 2021, and I became a host in February last year. So for me, it's a pleasure to be part of this community because helps me a lot to improve my speaking skills. And yeah, basically that's it.
Thank you. So let's introduce myself. So guys, my name is Camila. I turned 40 last week, so it's difficult to me to say that 40. I work as an accountant as Rogério, and I work in an energy company. I am here on Talk and Talk since April from this year, and I discovered Talk and Talk through LinkedIn, and I decided to enjoy, understand more about the platform. I became a host last month, so I am learning how to do it, and it's a pleasure to be here. In my free time, I love to read. I am really passionate regarding language, but unfortunately, I only know a little bit about English and Spanish. I maybe will try a little bit about French too. Let's see what happens. But let's start, guys. The topic from today, I don't know if Rogério was here when I said, but is related to protest against tourism in Barcelona. So, Warley, do you want to read the question number 2 and answer?
Yeah. So thousands of protesters marched through Barcelona over the weekend to express anger at mass tourism and its impacts on Spain's most visited city. In your opinion, what are the potential negative impacts of tourism on local communities? It's a good question. I think this idea of mass tourism can lead us to overcrowding, I guess, to a lot of people on the city. And I think that impacts a lot on the infrastructure and the quality of the traffic and the quality of the life of the people from there. So I think this one is the most impact that I can think right now. But I also think that these mass tourism can lead to high prices in general on the city. So restaurants, food in a general way, I think that can be impacted a lot. So I think that's the main points in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is a good point related to the prices. It's almost, it's every time expensive when you go to this tourism city, right? This is really hard. And how about you, Rogério? What do you think about? Have you ever you went to Barcelona? Have you ever went to Barcelona? No?
No,
Okay.
not yet. But I didn't know these protesters. I don't remember when it's
Seria protestos.
No, no,
Eles
don't remember
fizeram.
when. I don't remember when it's
Oh,
happened.
was this year, but I believe that, let me see, we are in August. Not April, maybe June or July this is happening.
Okay, okay. Okay, so from my view, I think it's as Warley said, it's a bad impact. It's a bad impact from place, city, communities like a village or city, country. I think it's a bad for the commerce. Business, yes, business. I think it's bad impact. Um, could be, I don't know, but could be a protest that not visit this city. I think it's a bad. There are many items that we can say, I can say, but I think that's it.
I was reading something about this related to Canada too. but I think the reasons for Barcelona in Canada are a little bit different. I don't know if I can just realize, but I don't read all the text, so I don't know. And how about you, Ayla? What do you think about that?
Oh, well, I read this. I don't know. I think it was in July.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
It was, yeah. I remember I noticed how people were so unsatisfied about the tourism, and but I understand because I think there are so negative impact from the tourism sometimes, and especially about I think the price, especially for rent house, is so expensive, and the city can uh, can be overcrowded all the time, and I think because there is uh, increase of the use the resource in the city, and I don't know, like public service resource, for example, and because it could be difficult to access it for local people. And I think also sometimes there is a uh, I don't know, the daily life of people, and who live there, and for sure, probably the traffic is terrible, and maybe to get a space for parking, estacionamento, and whatever. So I think everything there is a impact about the daily life in city, and it's complicated to deal with. And yeah, I think for me it's more these examples. Yeah, I I remember now.
Thank you, Ayla. I was thinking the same as you, like using the hospital, like from instead of the citizen, you are doing this service from the hospital. Uh, totally, I don't know how to say that, stressed when you receive a lot of people, right? And how about you, Andrea? What do you think? Have you ever been in Barcelona or not?
No, I have never gone to Barcelona. And yeah, talking about the negative impacts, I can say the same as the guys, because I'm thinking about the traffic, the cost of life, because everything is increasing and we need to pay the same price that the tourism are paying, so it's difficult. So what else about the infrastructure, about the city? So everything can be damaged. I don't know if it's correct word. So yeah, talking about the negative, it's not nice for the people that live is there. So I agree.
Before read about this topic, I was thinking like only about the positive ways about the tourism. It's good to
Yeah.
receive others. They are injecting money. So I believe this is a good point for me. But I was thinking about the negative, and it's a tough way to discuss, right?
Yeah, I think we are used to compare like Brazil. Here in Brazil, we need the tourism because put money in our economic. But in this kind of places, this kind of countries that have the money so good, I don't know, fort, I don't know how to say, they don't need a lot of people in their country. So for these people, it's really difficult, I think, more difficult than for not us in Brazil.
Yeah, I agree. Ayla, do you want to read the question number 3, please?
Number 3.
3.
Okay. Have you ever lived in a city that has seen a significant increase in tourism? No, I've never lived in a city with a lot more tourists, but I can notice the situation, especially when I I travel. I notice sometimes I talk to people from the other cities, and there they suffer a lot negative impact from tourism. And I think, uh, as I said before, I think it's more about the uh, the city more crowded, lotada, increase the traffic, and making housing more expensive, products in general uh, is it becomes so expensive, and I think they complain also about the noisy, and less peace, quiet. It could be so stressful for them, especially for one who uh, doesn't uh, that the doesn't is so patient to deal with, and it's uncomfortable, especially for elderly people, or people who is sick, or children, and yeah, it could be so uncomfortable situations.
Okay. Thank you, Ayla. And how about you, Warley? I know, do you live in Recife, right? It's a place that we receive a lot of tourism, so.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a significant increase in tourism in Recife, or or if that it's a thing that I can see. But we have here a spot, a city actually, called Porto de Galinhas, that is so famous and receive a lot of tourists. So I think that's an example. And when I go there, I noticed that it's pretty complicated because it's always crowded. It seems like it's always crowded by tourists, and I don't know. I think it's always it seems like the place is always with tourists. So I think I consider that that's complicated, the idea of to deal with tourists, so a huge amount of tourists all the time. So I think for them who live there, it's complicated because it's always crowded. The public space is always crowded. It's more traffic, and I don't know. Sometimes it's stressful in a general way, you know. So I think that's be a challenge to live there, I guess. But I don't know. It's important also for the economy of the place, but it's also complicated.
Yeah, thank you, Arlie. I was thinking here, I have the opportunity to went to, I don't know, up on the name of the place in Rio de Janeiro was like a beautiful place in the middle of the city, like I forgot the name of the place. It's a little, it's a big famous place in the Rio, and
Bondinho?
oh, sorry.
Bondinho?
No, no, it's a beach. I forgot the
Arraial
região
do
dos
Cabo?
Lagos. No, I forgot. I
Copacabana?
forgot. It's a blue, like a blue sea, a sea blue, like a God, I forgot. But anyway, was in the middle of the city, and I spent more than 1 hour to arrive close to Cabo Frio, close to Cabo Frio, and I
Yes.
spent more than 1 hour to arrive at the beach. And when I arrived there, I could not eat properly because was so crowded, and I have to eat some snacks just to not wait too much. So it's really hard when we have to do this kind of experience. I don't know how about you, Rogério? If you live in the Rio, I know here it's really famous regarding tourism, but you have passed for something like this.
Yes, yes. I was thinking about this city. I know I've already opportunity that to visit
Yeah,
there.
it's really famous, but I cannot remember.
Wonderful. The water is blue,
Yeah,
not zero. You can see the your foot in the floor. Yes, am I right? I think that's it. It's,
yeah,
what- it's like a Punta Cana. It's a paradise. Yes, yes.
yeah.
Yes, so I live in Rio de Janeiro. And after living here over 10 years, I had opportunity to visit Cristo Redentor, you know.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a wonderful place to visit, and I think, and this place I saw many tourists, many in the other countries, many tourists. And even though here is a very dangerous place, there are many stolen uh, people dying because uh, they were robbed. I think that's it. Uh, there are many tourists here. I think there are a little increase, and uh, I think it don't affect me because I'm working in a oil and gas company. So, but here is a place that people come here to visit. It's my view.
The name it's Arraial do Cabo.
Yes, Arraial do Cabo.
Oh, sorry, Warley. And how about you, Andrea? Do you know that you live in Santos, so it's a place that you can see these problems, right?
Yes, I live in Guarujá and I work in
Okay.
Santos. And it's more difficult living in Guarujá because, for example, Santos, there is a port, so there are a lot of jobs, and differently than Guarujá, because Guarujá it's more about beaches and hotels and restaurants. So we need to work in this kind of places. So it's terrible when there are a lot of people here because it's a small city. We just have basically one or two big streets, oh my gosh, avenues, we can say that. So imagine a lot of people needed to use the same avenue. So the traffic completely, oh my gosh, how can I say that? The traffic jam it's completely crazy in alta temporada. I don't know how to say that in English. But as I said before, we need this money, because we don't have other things to do here. So when the
Yeah.
people goes for here, it's good for us. It's good, this injection of money. But for us to live here, it's terrible. But we need to survive.
Yeah, I was thinking about this word instead of you said, and I don't know if it's high seasons. I don't know.
I
I did
think so.
a true translation. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. This is the correct way to say, but I was thinking regarding Rio Grande do Sul, for example. They are struggling to rebuilding this city. They were related to tourism, a strong tourism there. So I guess it's important, even if not so good sometimes, right? So if you receive the people there, you have to provide this kind of things, a lot of jobs and other situations. I don't know. We can go ahead. Let me see. Rogério, do you want to read the question number 4?
Yes. Why do you think some residents might feel frustrated with the influx of tourists in their city? In my case, for example, the Rio de Janeiro is, as I said before, is dangerous. So I think they could be frustrated if they might have robbed. I think that's it, robbed or stolen. Don't know. So there are some notice about the kills. Niger people kill someone,
Mm-hmm.
kill thirst, and stolen them, or they made bad things with the woman, children. I think it could be frustrated someone. I think that's it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Rio, it's I don't know what we can improve the situation on Rio de Janeiro. It's really hard for me to say something because I don't live there, but it's so sad. I went to Rio de Janeiro once, and it's so beautiful, Rio de Janeiro, right? I
Yes.
went to Niterói. It's really beautiful, but I don't know what we can do for do it better. I don't know. And how about you, Warley? What do you think about the
Yeah,
question number 4?
yeah, I agree with you. I think there are a lot of good points related to that, but I think for the residents, it's complicated because it leads to a lot of noise, pollution, and a lot of traffic and these kind of problems. And I don't know, maybe if the place is always with tourists, and always with a lot of other peoples, seems like you are a outsider in your own city, I guess. So I think that's the main problems that we have on that's the feel for the residents, I guess.
Yeah, good point. I agree with you. Sometimes you don't like to be in your own city, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And how about you, Ayla? What do you think about that?
Well, I think residents might feel frustrated because there are tourists everywhere, and sometimes it could be so difficult to move, uh, especially who needs to move every day from their house to their work office, for example. So um, I think every uh, every uh, every situation when the city is so crowded, it could be uh, stressful. And because sometimes when local residents on weekends, for example, they want to, I don't know, to appreciate some place with their families, and every everything is so crowded, in noise is so expensive. Uh, I think maybe they feel like their city, it's no more their home, more like only a tourist spot. Yeah, tourism is good for economy. there is a good side about this also, for sure, but it's complicated to do with from local resident, because this problem that we said, traffic and how expensive the things could be, and to access service resource, public service resources. Um, yeah, it's so complicated.
Yeah. Thank you, Ayla. Andre, I know that you already answered that question, but I would like to try another tricky question for you. It's the question number 11.
Yeah.
If you want to read an answer, it's better. It's a little different relate to limiting the number of in certain areas. So go ahead.
Okay, 11. Can you think of any ways that tourists could contribute positively to the places they visit?
Oh, I
I
said
don't.
11. Was 12. Sorry. Sorry, was
12.
11. Yeah. I think it's better.
Okay, why not consider the idea of limiting the number of tourists in certain areas? What could be the pros and cons of such a measure? I think it could be a good idea. I was thinking here because, for example, for the city have the control a number of people that enter in the city, mainly in the high season, for example, they need to, I don't know, maybe do it, okay? I don't know if it's possible limiting
Yeah.
the number of the people. I don't know who would be this control for do it, but it would avoid a lot of negative sides. For example, imagine you go to a supermarket in the end of the year and don't have a lot of things to buy, because the city was are so crowded. So maybe I think it's a good idea. I don't know. I can see the pros of this. Maybe the cons, I don't know, maybe for people, for example, hotels or restaurants that waiting for this time to save money for the rest of the year, maybe they have some problems because maybe they will not save so much money. I don't know if you understand me, guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it can be the cons, but the pros, it's good because we cannot face so much lack of things in the supermarket or wherever.
Yeah, sorry for the tricky question, but I was
No,
thinking, I
no,
don't
no
know
problem.
how it can happen, limiting the number of tourism. I don't know, but I think this could be a good idea. I was thinking about the rubbish in the cities, right? Because we
Yeah.
have, I was thinking in Santos, if you receive a huge number of tourism in the beach, the rubbish or the beach could be dirty and no one cares about this properly. So it's a main point. And another situation that I was thinking here, it's related to if you have to a relationship with a foreign and a citizen. So this could be some problems from the country. I don't know. I am just thinking here. So let's move on. What do you think, Roger, about the question number 12, about the limiting the number of
Yes,
tourism?
yes, you are talking, and I'm thinking about the Japanese. Japanese, when we went to the stadium or Olympic,
Yeah.
they make a clean on the city. It's a wonderful. It's a very important ethics. I think ethics, or a behavior that we had. I think we it's an example for us. It's my view. Uh, but limited. And I don't have idea from this situation. Limit number of tourists in certain areas. I don't know. I think it's happened in the beach. I don't know where. the cities, the government put the meeting, I think, in the beach. I don't know where, but I've been heard about this notice, but I don't have option. I don't know if it's good or it's bad. I don't know. I don't. I don't have.
Thank
I don't have.
you.
I don't have idea format. I think that's it.
I don't know
Format.
if this even happen in other countries. Do you have to limit the tourism? I don't know how can we do it. How could it be possible? I don't know. Just thinking here. And
Yeah.
what do you think, Warley, about that question?
Yeah, I think the pros is related to a diminution of the impact on the infrastructure of the city in a general way about the traffic and I don't know, hospitals, restaurants, and this kind of idea. Because I think they mainly point about these places that receive a lot of tourists is the problem that the place is so small, so it's complicated to receive a lot of people. So I think the pros is related to that, limiting the amount of the number of tourists that helps that. But I think, as Andrea said, the cons is related to limit the economic opportunities in general for the city, and mainly about the local business that depends of that. So it's so complicated. For example, in a beach, if you limit the tourists in a place that receive a lot of tourists, all these business related to the beach, for example, will be affected. So it's so complicated for them.
Yeah, I was thinking something here, but I don't know if I can say this in Portuguese. But you are violando os direitos de ir e vir das outras pessoas, right? So it's a difficult situation to discuss. And I believe that Portugal is facing this kind of issues related to tourism too. So I guess, I don't know which kind of problems or if they are doing something for this, but I heard that they have some problems related to this. And how about you, Ayla? What do you think? It's a good idea, limiting the numbers of the tourism?
So it's what are you said? Tricky. I don't know.
Tricky.
Tricky question. Yeah. But I don't know. I think limit tourists. Maybe in some places, I think it could be possible. But in places like beach, like Wally said, I think I don't know. I don't know if it's possible. But for the for example, in some places who some place that can be a organization, control more. I think yeah, I think it could be possible, but there is other approach about it, like you said, Camila, o direito de locomoção das pessoas. I think that's a issue can be considered when you are limited people's movement, for example. So, but we need to think about the impact for the economy, because fewer tourists mean less money, and
Yeah.
but on the other hand, if it's possible, I think it could be good for environment to have a better control to avoid some dangerous situation like violence, I don't know, some behavior, people's behavior that is no good for the environment, like about a problem of the trash. I think if there is a limit, you could maybe maintain better the place clean more. I don't know. There's this situation, but it's other things behind the economy, the right of people to move, and yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
Ayla. Well, I want to jump for the question number 8. Do you want to read and answer?
Yeah, question number 8.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Have you ever felt like your neighborhood was changing due to the impact of tourism? Can you share your experience? Um, Actually, no. I've never noticed that my neighborhood has become more like impacted of tourism. But as I said before, using the example of Porto de Galinhas, for example, that's so crowded and there's a lot of tourists there. I think that's impact a lot on the life of people. So I think it's pretty can I say stressful for them. So it's pretty complicated to deal with a lot of people that you don't know in your city and a lot of people with different routines, I guess. That's like parties and drink a lot, for example, and in a beach area, I think that's more common. But I think it's complicated to think about that from the residents. So yeah, I think that impacts a lot on their lives.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. And how about you, Rogério? What do you think? I don't know if you live in another city, you have this experience.
No, as Barney said, I don't have the experience. I live in a big city and famous city, but my neighborhood is far than uh, famous places, Copacabana Beach,
Okay,
Flamengo, Lagoa. I live so far, so I live,
okay.
you know.
And how about you, Andrea? Have you ever passed for something or are passing or still passing?
Yeah, I really don't know if my neighborhood was changing, but for example, in the high season, it's, as I said before, it's difficult to deal with because as our Warley said before, we see a lot of people that we don't know, and this kind of people, for example, goes to other city, don't respect the others, don't respect the city, so like to make parties with the music out loud, this kind of thing. So it's kind of disrespectful, and sometimes we want to rest because we work at the entire week and we cannot rest properly because, for example, in my street there is a building with 6 floors, 6 andares, and it was a cobertura, I don't know how to say that, guys. And every weekend, almost every weekend, there are a lot of people doing a lot of noise. And sometimes I cannot rest properly because of this. So this kind of disrespectful with others is the bad point of this.
Yeah, I was thinking here, even in São Paulo, I am I could face this kind of problem with the loud sound, something like this. And I was thinking, here in São Paulo, I didn't have the opportunity to do some tourism. For example, I don't like to do it. I think it's even in 25 de Março or Brás, this place that people like to go to buy things. I don't have patience for these things, and I can imagine how could be difficult to live in a place like that with these kind of issues. And I don't know, but when I went to another country, of course, I want to go to everywhere. I want to be at the party. So it's like I don't know, we are being jealous, not jealous, we are being selfish, I guess, when we
Yeah.
are not thinking about the others, maybe. I don't know. But as Rogério said about the Japanese people, they have this kind of culture, right? To respect everyone. And I don't know if we can learn about this, but I believe that we could. But I don't know if you are able to do it. So I guess we have time for another fast question. So what do you think about the question number 9, Ayla?
9.
Yeah.
What, in your opinion, what role should the government play in managing the impact of tourism? I think the government should make key roles to protect the local communities and what else? Make sure that tourism is good for everyone, not just tourists.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they should also help keep the housing affordable, especially because the too expensive price of the rent, I guess. I don't know if it's right. And I think he manage better overcrowding and manage better the how uh, how how consider how impact negative impact from the many tourists concentrate in some place. And yeah, I think it's more about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was thinking here, they are receive the profit, but not input in the same way, right? They are only receive and motivate the people coming to, for example, Barcelona, come to Barcelona. Like Argentina, it's a place that receive a lot of tourists from Brazil, so they are always receive someone from here. But I don't know, I don't like to judge, but I don't think they are putting the same effort to improve the tourism. So guys, I don't know if you have time to everyone to answer that question, but unfortunately, sorry. I'm gonna put the survey link on the chat. And if you could answer, it's really important for me if for my improvements. You can give more ideas about the topics, could say something related to a negative or positive thing that you have seen in this immersion. And do not worry, it's totally anonymous, but open your heart and say whatever you want about this immersion. I would like to receive some ideas. And let me see, Rogério, how was the conversation for you today?
Was good. It was pleasure to be here. Congratulations for your promotion. Okay,
Thank you.
it's nice for me. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to see you here for the first time, Rogério. I hope see you soon. And how about you, Ayla? How was the conversation?
It was so good conversation. Thank you, my friend, for bringing this subject. It's so different, and but I appreciate it. It's so current subject. I don't know, and it's I think interesting because I read this about this. When I read, I think, oh, it's so uh, um, I don't know, so difficult situation because there is two sides, the local resident and the tourism and the economy, and congratulations, it's so good subject to share our opinions and to thinking more about it. Yeah.
Thank you, Ayla. It's always good to see you here. How about you, Dea? How was the immersion for you?
Yes, for me it was amazing. It's good to talking about things that we don't talk about it in Portuguese, you know. Maybe I don't
No,
remember, so it's good to
maybe
gain
because we don't
vocabulary.
travel a lot, right?
Yeah, we gain more vocabulary and see another perspective. So it was great. Congrats, Camila.
Thank you, Dea. And how was for you, Warley?
Yeah, I agree with all of you. It was awesome. I think it's not a common topic and a common topic that we talked a lot, even in Portuguese. So I think it's important to discuss about that, to maybe thinking about how it was for the tourists and these people that receive a lot of other people on their places. And yeah, it's pretty interesting to discuss about that.
Thank you, Warley. It's good to see you here for the first time. So, guys, I think we don't have too much time. We have another immersion start on 10 p.m. So I would like to say thank you very much to be here. Thank you very much for this conversation. Have a good night, and I hope see you soon, okay? Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Okay, see you.
Camila.
Thank
Bye bye,
you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
guys.
See you. Bye bye.
Thank you.